It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, my name is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends. I want to thank everybody all over the world that show me love. In the House of the Legends, I have a legendary DJ. This guy goes way back. I've seen him do gigs. I've seen him actually be around people that's really important in the music industry. And in the House of the Legends, I bring you New Jersey's own DJ Pookey. Welcome to The Legends.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing today?
So what's going on, man?
Hey, I'm glad to be here, Tyrone. Thank you for having me.
I thought about you because I said, you know what? I've seen you around, and the last time I saw you was playing in Coney Island when you opened up for Frankie Paradise. And I said, you know what? Got to get Pookey on the show one day.
Appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying? And I met you prior to that back in the days where I used to hang out with Boy Jarvis. You know, I remember when he was staying with Beverly at the time, and, you know, your name always popped up somewhere along the line. You know what I'm saying? But let's get with the beginning of when you actually started doing the craft of music. How did you actually get involved?
When I started playing, well, actually, it wasn't so much of me playing, it was listening.
Okay.
I grew up in a house, parties always in the basement, and my next door neighbors, older guys, they was always playing music from the third floor, and I was always trying to figure out how do they keep this music going and it never stops.
Right.
And finally, you know, back in 1973, 72, my mother brought me a turntable.
All right. Okay.
And I had another turntable. So I would run from side to side to keep the records going because I didn't know that there was a mixer involved at the time.
Right, okay.
And gradually, you know, I grew, you know.
Okay. And so when did you actually say to yourself, I want to take this to a different level as far as mixing and things of that nature?
I enjoyed music along the way because in my family, once again, there was always music being played.
Right.
And I started to dance along that.
Okay.
And right then and there, I knew I wanted to be involved in some sort of music because my uncle started us.
Right.
May he rest in peace. He's no longer here with us, but he started my family, my brother, my sisters, and my cousins. We had a little band.
Okay.
Drum, bass, guitar, lead, you know. And from that point on, I just always wanted to do music.
Okay. Just to be curious, back in those days, who were you actually listening to?
Well, back then I was listening to Ted Curry, the guy from KTU. Guys that during that time.
Right.
Yes. Jimi Hendrix. I was listening to music. Barry White. I heard all this music because of my uncle.
Right.
He always sat in the basement and played this music, and
Okay.
it just grew on me. The stylistics, you know, all of that music.
Right. So when the disco era had came, were you actually involved with that as well?
Yes, I loved the disco music.
Okay.
It was just something I got into. It wasn't just one set of music. I
Right.
loved all music.
And then the house thing. Let's talk about the house thing.
Yes, when I got involved in the house music, it was guys a little older than me.
Right,
You know?
okay.
They was always going out, and I just wanted to be a part of something.
Right.
So they would sneak me in the clubs at the time.
Okay. Okay.
And then one guy, they was sneaking me. He's like, no, wait a minute. He's too little. I've always been a small guy.
Right.
So they was getting me in clubs and taking me to New York as well. You
Okay.
know?
So were you actually involved with like the Paradise Garage back in those days or in Zanzibar?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I went to the Paradise Garage. No, excuse me. Let me back up.
Okay.
I went to Zanzibar first.
Right, okay.
And after going the very first time on a Wednesday night, you couldn't tell me anything.
That was it.
It was
You was
it.
automatically turned out.
I was all locked in. Yes. From that point,
Uh-huh.
I went to the Paradise Garage, and that was like going to school.
Right.
I graduated from
Okay.
Paradise Garage.
All right. And professionally, I would say professionally, because you are a professional, what was your first gig?
My first gig,
Well, let's take it back before you even got into the real time of actually DJing. Let's talk about your first gig. I mean, were you doing like little parties and things of that, you know, to...
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I was that guy in the neighborhood. People would come and get me. I would
Okay.
be in the house and they would run to the house. Come on, they got a gig around the corner at the Boys Club.
Okay.
And they would go get me and they got all these people and they got like 4 or 5 DJs already there playing.
Right.
And they would just say, back up, let them play.
Okay.
And they would let me play. And it was encouraging,
Okay.
you know.
So tell the viewers about your first professional gig when you actually played amongst a large view of people.
When I went down to Florida, that was one of the biggest gigs I had done. But right before that was
Right.
the Black Box.
Okay.
See, the Black Box was of Stephon Johnson and Naeem Johnson,
Okay.
you know, and they were locked in together. But a young lady named Teresa started a Thursday night there.
Okay.
And that's when a good friend of mine came in. Her name was Juanita, and we
Right.
started doing that. And it started building a crowd, you
Okay.
know. Yes.
So how did you feel actually playing amongst all these people? What was actually running through you, man? Were you nervous? Were you like, you know, are they going to respond to me? Are they going to boo me? You know, or are they going to react to me? I mean, because we all go through those jitters, you know?
Yes, they reacted to me because I remember, boo, get him out of here.
Oh, really?
But these things had to take place. You have to get used to a
Right.
powerful sound system.
Yes.
Playing at home is totally different than playing in a club
Yeah,
on a
most
sound
definitely, yeah.
system. And I remember closing my eyes, saying, you got to do this.
Right, right.
You got to
right,
concentrate.
Right.
And that's what I did. So
And through that whole journey, when did you actually learn how to read a floor?
through people standing around just looking and watching, because my idea of DJing was, I'm going to play what I want to play and y'all going to deal with it.
Okay.
And I learned that, you know, even people threw napkins and different things, you know.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Get
yes.
out of here,
I've
man.
been through it, yes.
Oh, my goodness,
Yes.
man.
I've been in some popular bars back then,
Right.
Eleganza, and, you know, and if you're not laying it out, they're going to let you know, definitely.
Oh, wow.
Definitely.
Wow. And so from there, you know, where did it take you next?
It took me to understanding people.
Okay.
You know, if you side with them, they're gonna side with you.
Right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? So I started being booked for little small gigs at the time, which turned into big gigs.
Right.
Not just being a DJ of my party that I call New Beginnings today.
Right.
I'm doing outside gigs as well. You know, weddings and different things of that nature.
So let's talk about the transformation of music from then to now, because now is a whole different type of
Yes.
concept.
Yes.
You wanna talk about that?
Sure. Where we came from, I grew up under the 8 tracks. From the 8 tracks.
Wow. Okay.
To the cassettes, from the cassettes alongside of the reel-to-reel, the DAT machines. I came up under all of that. And today, it's totally different. Every technology is a beautiful thing,
Right.
but with technology today, anybody could DJ.
Right.
But technology is great in its own way.
You know, coming from the era of walking with the crates and the bass bottoms and
Yes.
things of that nature,
Yes.
did you get to actually appreciate the craft now from what from coming from that point?
I'll say yes, but I'll say no.
Okay.
Because anybody that comes to my house or anybody that knows me can tell you I'm still a dinosaur.
Right.
I love playing on my turntables. I
Okay.
still have 3 reel-to-reels in my house.
Okay.
I still have my cassette decks. And I just can't let it go to say, well, it was there, it's done with, because it still works. So I
Right,
use
right.
these things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas today we have everything, you know, is download, or, you know, flash drives, hard drives. That's the convenience, that's a blessing.
Right. Right.
That is a blessing, because you could just walk out of the house with a flash drive and go to a party all night.
Okay.
Coming from carrying 8 crates, 9 crates.
I could identify with you on that.
There was a guy I love to mention today, God bless him, rest in peace, Shelton Hayes.
Okay.
He hired me several times. He asked me to play for a gig, and I brought out 8 crates of albums.
Wow.
And he asked me, he's looking before the party even started. He said, what are you going to do with all these crates? I said, I'm going to go through them.
Okay.
I'm going to play all this music. And I didn't play all of it. I played maybe half of it.
Right. Right.
But, you know, he shared with me. He said, listen, a party does not consist of all these albums. That was a learning experience
Okay.
for me.
You know, the transformation from the turntables to the CDJs, What was your thoughts on that?
Naeem Johnson, I went to him and I said, Naeem, listen, I'm not doing it. He started laughing. He
Right,
said,
right.
listen, it's more convenient. I said, I'm not doing this. One day I decided to go buy some CDJs,
Right.
burn down some music on CDs, and I tried it.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to myself, man, what's wrong with you?
Right.
This is the way to go. And
Yeah.
I was hooked. But I still held on to my turntables
course.
and my vinyls, which I still buy today.
You know, when the CDJs first came out, I didn't think it was going to last because I was really stuck on the vinyl. And then it just kept on going and going and going. Then a friend of mine, Mike, said, listen, this is the future. You know, and then I went and bought me some. There it is. You know, clubs. What was the best club that you ever played at? Or let's say, what was your best gig that you can remember that really, really said, you know, I really put my heart into it?
It was a club in Florida. I played with a brother named Andre. He brought us down there. He brought a few of us down there. He was known for booking us.
Okay.
He brought me, Jahar Muhammad, Hippie Torres.
Okay.
And he brought me back after the conference.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed it because there was no rush about it. He paid me before I even came down there. You know, he fed me. He booked me in nice hotels and everything. I miss that.
Okay.
You're not getting that so much today, depending on who you're playing for and where you're going. You know?
Let me ask you a question. You know, I've interviewed a lot of DJs, you know, and it always comes up with the New Jersey thing and the New York thing. Do you want to talk about that? Because I think the viewers need to know that it was always something about that always surfaced.
I can share my experience
All right
about
now.
that.
Okay.
And because I say my experience, because born and raised in New Jersey, I was boycotted.
Okay.
I stopped doing what I was doing in New Jersey, and I went to New York because people, they was against what I was doing, and I couldn't understand it. I'm not mad at nobody. I still love everybody today. And some of the same people, you know, that you meet going up, you're gonna meet them coming down. You know.
That's true.
And I found out that they did me a favor because I went to New York, got a standing ovation. You know,
right.
and then
Okay,
I
that's-
said, no,
all right.
I talked to my partner Beverly, like Warder Jackson. I said, no, we're from New Jersey, we're going back home. And we went back home and we're doing parties back and forth from New York City to New Jersey, you know. But what I would like to say about it is that don't let nobody discourage you.
All right. Okay.
And the reason why I say that is because I went through it. There's nothing I didn't go through in this scene.
Right.
This scene can make you quit, give up, fight, none of that. You don't. All you have to do is stay humble. Believe in yourself. Have faith in what you're doing.
Okay.
Because you can make it, because I'm living proof.
All right.
You know, forget about the cliques, the people siding against you. Don't worry about that. They're
Right.
just there temporarily. Even though they're going to be there forever, you just walk right around them and keep going.
You know, it's funny that you say that because I hear different things from different people about that, and I don't really see the difference of it because a DJ is supposed to be entertainer. Somebody is supposed to be recreational to people to actually, you know, be entertained. You know, but what we're going to do is we're going to take a slight break right now, and we'll be right back with DJ Pookey.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house. his or her house. This is our house.
My assignment, my calling is to inspire, uplift.
You have to make sure your people are partying.
All I want to do is just bring joy to the dance floor and watch people dance.
And we're back. My name is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends. And in the House of the Legends, I have New Jersey's own DJ Pookey. Pookey, you know, I'm staring at your shirt. Let's talk about that shirt.
You know, I needed to be known first and foremost. I support everybody with their T-shirts.
Right.
No matter what the cause or situation may be. Mm-hmm. But this T-shirt that I'm wearing today is A&1 Record Shop. Okay. It's a record shop that I've been going to for several years now, you know. And I still go there. As a matter of fact, I was over there 2 days ago. Okay. You know, purchasing vinyl. You can find anything that you need, classic, jazz, funk, whatever it is, you know. Slow music, they got it.
Oh, wow. And that's in Jersey?
No, this is on the Lower East Side.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay.
A1 is on the Lower East Side, yes.
Okay. You guys check that out. You know, if you're still buying vinyl, go there.
Yeah.
You
also, they also have Joe Cosell's record shop.
Yeah.
Cosmic Art, yeah.
Yeah, we're actually, I'm going to be there next Saturday.
Yes.
They're having the album release party, which is actually going to be there with Punch and several other guys that are going to be a part of that.
That's the Bangers podcast
Exactly.
with Sal, yes.
Yeah. You know, it's funny, man, because I haven't gotten out in a while, you know, and Punch called me up and said, listen, I'm coming all the way from Atlanta. Ty, I want to see you there. So I'm there.
That's a beautiful thing.
You know.
Punch will be here. And as a matter of fact, we're doing an event together.
You were telling me about that.
March
yeah.
3rd. Yes.
Okay.
Me, Punch, and DJ Keith Johnson.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's talk about producers now. Now, growing up through this whole era of playing music and things of that nature, who were you listening to as far as producing?
Shaka Khan. I was listening to Diana Ross. I mean, it was so many I can go on. James Brown.
Right.
But now today, you know, I'm listening to Mickey Affleck. She's a great producer.
Right, right.
I'm listening to John Crockett,
Okay.
a brother from New Jersey. Corey Holmes out of New Generation Records. Mark Lewis.
Of course.
Great
Yeah.
producer.
I've had him on my show as well.
Yes, and
Yeah.
one of my favorites is Antonio Ocasio, which he features Brown Sugar.
Okay.
Yeah, that's something out right now.
Are you producing anything? Have you actually produced anything?
Yes, for the
Well,
very first time, the song didn't do good, but that's a start.
Okay,
but
okay.
now I have a song coming out called Life,
Okay.
featuring Kwasim Holdings,
Okay.
and that'll be out on New Generation Records.
Okay. When did you start producing, man? When did you start playing around with it?
Approximately 7 years ago. You know, it was like just being in the studio with Boy Jarvis
Okay.
and looking at things, and I was so geared up to get the music. He wanted me to sit down and learn how to do different things.
That was Boyd. That was Boyd
Didn't
for
care
real.
what your situation was.
That's Boyd.
Boyd, I got to go back to work. Now, just give me 5 more minutes.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
You know, Boyd was a special guy. I did a tribute show to him down here in BronxNet where we had Anthony Malloy, we had several people, most all his friends. DJ Cloud9 was down here.
Yes, great guy.
Oscar Fuller
Yes.
was here. Clark Blondie. They all was featured in this movement that we was doing to recognize Boyd Jarvis as being a great producer, and he was. You know, I mean, he was a legend that actually just took over the clubs with his music.
Yes, he did.
And stuff, you know.
Yes,
and,
he did.
You know, it was a very sad thing when he passed away, you know.
Yes.
And may he rest in peace as being one of the best producers. I'm one of my best producers, that is.
And I'm one of my best producers as well.
You know.
And, you know, I like to say, you know, I didn't know him.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I saw him,
Right,
he was dancing, and he didn't give you the time of day.
right.
So I walked up to him while he was dancing, and I asked him, and I looked at him.
Okay.
I said, "Who the hell you think you are?"
Really?
And I got his attention. I
Right,
didn't
right.
know how else to get his attention.
Okay.
And ever since that day, he took me under his wings.
You know, I ask this to all my guests. You know, there's people that's into producing, acting, and all types of crafts right now in all different genres. Through your experiences to all these upcoming artists and things like that, what can you actually say to them right now?
Continue to move forward faithfully,
Mm-hmm.
trusting what you're doing. Do not, and I repeat, do not sell your soul. A lot of people sell their souls to get involved.
Right.
You don't have to. I didn't sell my soul. I just said I'll just stand outside and wait till the other door opens.
Right,
So,
right.
You know, be straightforward with it. Do the paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
Sign these contracts. You know what you're asking for. Stick with it. Wait it out. You know. Please don't get involved with the negativity because there's so much out there going on.
Right.
Yeah. If I could walk around this, so can they.
You know, you mentioned clicks, and that's a very powerful thing.
Yes, it is.
And, you know, I've experienced a lot of that. I see a lot of that.
Yes, it's out there.
You know, and I don't think a person can actually get ahead as an individual if you're cliquish with another type of cliques.
Yes.
You know, what do you have to say about that?
Like I
Pookey?
said earlier, when you're blackballed, it's serious. They'll paint a picture about you that won't even stay on the wall, but it sticks. And like I said, I had to go to New York
Right.
to hold on to what I was doing. You know, it's all of us. It's not just DJing, it's anything that you're involved
Okay.
in. If there's competition, they're trying to put you to the side. It's not that they dislike you. It's just that you might do it as good or better. And this is the only thing I can come up with because as a DJ, as a dancer, as a producer, I support everybody.
Right, right.
Everybody. Everybody knows me to be supportive.
Okay. You know, the question I want to ask you is that I look at the DJs from today
Yes.
that has the names. You know, I'm not going to call names and things like that, but they don't seem to want to give the upcomers a chance.
The world we live in is a selfish world to begin with. The air that we breathe is negative. The spirit, let's just say that.
Right, right.
You have to pray before you enter any club, any studio, what have you, because it's out there.
Right, right.
And no matter what, I don't allow nobody or anything to stop me. You know, me and my partner, Beverly, which we call her like water.
Right.
She has a bird call every time you hear. We just stand the test of time. We just stay. There's no turning back. I came this far, not to turn back and say,
Right.
oh, that's it. No, I'm gonna keep going. Because people are gonna be people. They're not gonna stop doing what they do.
Would you agree that in any craft that you deal with, you have to come up with a unique type of marketing strategy? This way you don't stay in the same lane as anybody else?
Always don't change who you are,
Okay.
but continue to move forward. Sometimes you got to change a little bit, but lay it out there and continue to move forward.
Right.
You know, our brand is New Beginnings. This brand we've been pushing for 23 years now. This year, it'll be 23 years, and from the start of it all, I was told by people, don't change what you do. We like what you're doing.
Right.
That gave me hope and confidence, you know, and, you know.
They have different types of genres of music. There's the R&B,
Yes.
there's the hip hop, and
Yes.
there's house. Where do you think house is really going right now? Do you think it's growing,
If
or is
it's-
it a standstill?
At
Or
one point in time, I could say it would never go away. I have on the back of one of my sweatshirts and T-shirts, just imagine house music forever.
Right.
Because that's what I look to see in the future one
okay,
day.
okay,
I spoke with Joe Clisell one day. We was just hanging out speaking, and we was just talking, you
Right.
know. And Joe just came out. We was in a club. It was just me and him. And he just came out and said, this scene is dying. And I was like, nah, man, I don't want to hear that. Nah. Pookey, the scene is dying. And slowly but surely, because we have too much of a separation, we're not supporting one another.
Integration, yes.
The artists are not getting support, and it's a sad situation.
Right. You know, the business aspect of it, what would you say that is? You know, a lot of artists are not making money. They're making money maybe on videos or touring and stuff like that. What you say?
I know promoters that took fur coats off their back to keep this going, and still didn't make the money that they look to make. And the diehards like myself, we do this for the love of it.
Right, exactly,
You know, the money isn't there. It's because you actually love what you're doing. You know, you can't change that. 1 minute I'll say, I'm not doing this no more. And people look at me and they start laughing.
Okay.
They know I'm not going to stop, you know, but it's...
You know, through your whole career as far as doing production, if there's one thing that you had to do over again, what would that be?
What would I do over again? I'll try to do it a different way instead of coming at it the same way that I came. Because sometimes we can't see what's ahead of us.
Right.
Had I known then, you know, I would have did it a different way. But yeah.
And it's cool that you say that, because I hear different stories about how people actually did things and how they actually transferred into saying to themselves, you know, if I had a chance to do it all over again, I would do it this way. I think it's due to their self-satisfaction, because sometimes we look for reaction from people, you know, and we don't get it. So we're like, well, maybe if I tried this way, I might get a reaction.
Absolutely. Because that shows us today that where it's headed now. And one of the reasons why I say that is because now our scene is who's the DJ. I respect all DJs. Even if we don't get along, I still respect you. I buy your music, I play your music.
Right.
But it isn't really about the DJ. It's about the artist. It's about the people.
Exactly, yes.
Our job is to satisfy those people that's out there on the floor. Our job is to say, well, come on, you could do better than that in the studio. Our job is not to fall back on what somebody else has made and be creative. Do your own thing.
Right.
You know, we don't have enough of that today. Everybody's copying off of, I'm like, wow.
Somebody wants to be like somebody else, right?
Yeah.
I don't see the significance of it, but that's what it is. But you know what? It's been an honor, and I am quite honored to have you on my show, man. And do come again.
Yes.
You know, and you guys go out there, support DJ Pookey. You know, I'm sure that, well, before we end the show, how can they get in contact with you?
Oh, you can contact me at djpookie62@yahoo.com. Yes.
All right. And go out there, support him, and he has a few things coming up, which he did mention. Go check it out. And he's a very good DJ. I've heard him play. So if you're hearing it from me, you know it got to be good. All right? And this is but another T-Lo video production. And stay tuned for another episode. Thanks a lot, my brother.
Man, thank you for having me, Tyrone.
All right.
Appreciate you, man.
All right. Cool.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.